What's up, fighting fans? Tips from the FightIQ channel. Today we're coming back for another edition of the FightIQ Unplugged. In this fourth episode, we had the opportunity to discuss with Daniel Frunza. Daniel Frunza is a tough prospect in MMA. He did his last 2 fights by LFA, 2 highlight reel finishes, and he's probably gonna go to a higher stage in the future. So without further ado, let's go talk to him. What's up, fighting fans? Tips from the FightIQ channel. Today I'm here with Daniel Frunza. Daniel just won his last fight at LFA 170. Amazing performance. Daniel, thanks for coming with us today.
You're welcome. Nice to talk to you.
All right, Daniel. So let's make a bit acknowledgement with you. Like, when did you first start martial arts?
Well, I start late in my youth. I thought when I was 19.
Okay.
I finished high school, so I had to decide what to do with my life. You know, I was always a fighting fan since I was a little kid.
Okay.
And my dream was to come and fight to America. So that was my way to do it, to come here, you know.
But before, as a kid, you never went, you didn't do fighting sports or stuff like this?
Actually, just in and out, a few months here and there. I did some boxing, I did some kickboxing, I tried some stuff, you know, just to learn to defend myself, because when I was growing up as a teenager, I was actually small, so I was like a late bloomer. I had to grow up late in my teens, so I was quite small. So, you know, in my countries, it's quite rough, you know, so you need to know how to defend yourself.
You grew up...
I had to do that, but nothing serious, you know.
All right. You grew up in Romania, right? Or Italy?
I grew up until I was almost 15. I grew up in Romania, and then we moved to Italy.
Okay.
When I was
You started around 19 years old, and when was your first competition as amateur?
Right away.
Right away?
Yeah, actually, when I got to the gym, I asked the coach. I said, listen, with no disrespect, I don't know you, but I want you to know, as a coach, are you capable enough to teach me to fight? Like, I knew exactly what I want to do. So I think it's 6-7 months in, I already did my first fight.
Oh, that's badass. Did you win?
Yeah, I did my first fight when I was 19, almost 20, and won. Actually, I did a tournament, which was 4 guys. So we fought like semifinal and then 2 guys in the final, and won.
So
that was my first event.
What did you feel right then?
I was amazed that I'm able to do this. I'm like, damn, because I fought who had quite some experience, you know, especially at the amateur level, and won in the final. I knocked him out in the second round.
Amazing. First experience, you go to a tournament already. That's crazy.
Right away. Yeah. Right away. Was a 4-man, all in the same night. I remember because I almost broke my 2 thumbs. So one of them I still can't correctly.
All right.
This one, I
you
still
blocked.
can't bend. I remember that first thing.
And did you have a long amateur career, or did you go to pro quite soon?
Within 2 years, 2.5 years maybe, I did 13 or 14.
Okay, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, I tried to fight as often as possible, because I start late, so in my head I was already behind. You know, as much as possible, to compete as much as possible, to get comfortable, you know, inside the octagon. All
right, yeah, good. You wanted to go pro as soon as you started, right? That's what you said, kind of. Like you wanted to fight.
That was my idea. So yeah, when I started, I knew that I was going to do this. It was not a joke to me. It was not something to say with the friends, hey, I'm fighting, and no. I mean, it was serious from the amateur.
Okay, yeah.
Right. I said I was going to the UFC before stepping into the gym.
Really?
I remember. What I got.
Wow.
I said I was going before I actually stepped the first foot in the gym. I already said that before.
Wow. Yeah. So I wish that your dream come true. Not dream, goal actually, because that's what you said to yourself first. And did you have an inspiration when you were like, okay, I want to train MMA, I want to go in the UFC? Did you have someone that you look up to?
Back there, I was looking a lot at European and Russian fighters. I was looking a lot at Fedor highlights. I was looking a lot of Mirko Cro Cop highlights. Yeah. When I saw the UFC, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Because I figured out when I start already, Pride didn't exist anymore, you know, in Japan.
Yeah.
So the biggest organization was UFC. Okay, now I need to follow UFC. So I was following a lot of heavyweights, Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos,
Yeah.
and all those Brazilian. I got like huge fan of the Brazilian. Shogun Rua, Vanderlei, Anderson, Machida, all those guys. I got
Okay.
huge fan of Brazilians.
Nice.
So yeah, those are that I was looking up to.
Did you try to imitate them a bit with your fighting at the beginning for finding your own style, or?
I'm kind of natural when it comes to power.
Yeah.
I kind of possess like punching power. So I looked a lot to Junior Dos Santos. I was focused a lot on my boxing.
You have a natural power that's undeniable. Like I saw you fight, and it's like it's natural. It comes directly to you that you have a huge punching power, at least.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, did you train that, or from the very beginning you were powerful?
Because I was a little bit behind, so I kind of lacked technique. I was putting a lot of power into my strikes. Like every strike I was throwing was just heavy, but not much technique, but still worked. At least through amateur career, still worked because I was putting people out during my amateur career. Only punches, almost zero kicks, zero technique on the ground, zero wrestling, just heavy hands. I was just overwhelmed with punches. Yeah, then I learned technique and then start to work even better for me. So yeah, kind of natural to me.
Yeah, you have people like that.
Power, but it's nothing there. They punch.
Yeah.
They don't do much.
I saw that you have a nickname. At least it's written on Tapology and stuff like this. But nobody says it before the fight. Like I was watching LFA, they don't say.
I told them, listen, don't. That was actually that's a funny story.
Yeah.
When I was about 4 years old, around 4 years old, I was a little kid. I was walking with my friends. I think going to school one morning. There was an old man that called me Cigano, which it means gypsy, because obviously I'm not completely white. I'm kind of, So they called me Cigano, which means gypsy, and I was the only one that turned around. He didn't call me, but I was the only one to see who called. It was funny. All the kids since that day when I was 4, they never stopped calling me Cigano, which it means, So it stuck with me actually through all my life into my MMA career. So when they did my topology, when they did my Sherdog, when they did my debut, they put that damn thing right there. Like, it's okay. But when they asked me how to introduce me in the ring, I was like, don't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time they asked me, I should introduce like this. I was like, no.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, because I saw it on your Tapology Sherdog, and I was like, okay, never anybody says that, so I was like, okay, maybe that's not.
Don't.
So now you living, training in the US. When did you take the decision that for you had to live in the US in order to train and to chase your goals?
I took the decision to leave when I was in Italy.
Okay.
When I run through amateur scene, I started to do professional. I was not bad, but I was not good enough.
Okay.
And I saw guys that I knew and other fighters leaving to doing like training camps, 3 months, 4 months outside, let's say Thailand, or at that time was SBG, was in Europe, so everybody was going to Ireland. And Conor was blooming on the scene, so everybody wanted to go train at Conor's gym. These guys were coming back after a few months way better. So I was like, oh my God, I'm behind. I'm gonna stay here. I'll be average. So if I face them, it's not even a fight, I
understand.
So that's when I think after my second pro fight, I decided like I need to go away. Like, and I saw other pro fighters in Europe, like these guys are killers. I'm like, that's no way that I can't dream to compete with these guys. There's no match. And MMA, it's a sport where you get hurt.
Yeah,
and I'm tough but not stupid. I'm not gonna get like we're not at the same level. Not physical, not mental, technical. He's better. So I'm like, no. So I took the decision to leave Italy and pursue this in South America.
Was it difficult at the beginning for you to acclimate? No?
With a backpack and some money.
Yeah.
No language.
That's tough.
Then nobody. I just let's go.
Yeah, amazing, amazing for real.
My idea was to go to Brazil, but Brazil I didn't know many people.
Okay.
I had one in South America, in Chile, that provides for me a place to stay.
All right.
And then that's it. I start. It was in Chile, in Santiago. I just start moving around by myself. I found a big gym there. Start to train with them, and right there, I was like, okay, I'm behind, because those guys, they were just running through me. I was like,
okay,
this is not good. I rolled jiu-jitsu with a purple belt that was 130 pounds, and he mauled me. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, this is not good. Because in my head, I was like, if this guy's, it's 190 pounds.
Yeah.
What he's gonna do to me? He's gonna just made like a ball of snow. He's gonna just maul me. So yeah, my head down, humble. Start training kickboxing. In Chile, they actually have like a huge kickboxing team.
Yeah.
So I get better in all aspects of the game. I compete there against their best and won. So I was like, okay. I was scheduled to fight in Brazil, but that fight didn't materialize at the end. And then I was like, okay, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready for the US.
Yeah.
But for those guys, I took the decision to leave, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was bad. I have some question about it later. Because
Okay.
I saw that in your career there is a small gap, and I thought that with the date I was sure it was COVID. So yeah, I think we're gonna get to it.
Yeah.
You're training in Miami by KO Zone. Just
KO Zone gym.
nice. It looks amazing, man. It looks great
Beautiful.
gym. Yeah.
And this is actually the top floor. Have the floor under, which is with weights and strength and conditioning. This is a beautiful gym. If people come to Miami,
KO Zone.
you need. Oh my god.
All right. Noted.
They're gonna love it. The second biggest gym, you start finding them up north in Boca Raton. Those two gyms are about the size of this gym, maybe a little bit bigger. American Top Team is actually. Oh yeah, this is a huge gym.
Which are the biggest improvements you think you made since you are training here?
I got my strength and conditioning, my physical, got way better, because here in Miami, it's so hot.
Yeah.
Like, if you've never been to Miami, you don't understand how hot it is. You have no idea. It's like 90 plus every day, and it's like 100% humidity. It's a sauna. You're gonna build crazy cardio. Like, your stamina and physical got better, and for sure, my striking. My striking got to a whole level. That's for sure, because of my coaches.
I saw that Hector Lombard is a coach there, right?
Actually, Hector just got here.
Okay, nice, amazing.
Here.
Is your training routine there by KO Zone way different than what you had when you were in Europe?
It's not what I do that it's different. It's how I do it and the intensity. Like, it's one thing doing 100 push-ups, and it's a thing doing 100 push-ups. Here, for sure, I up the intensity of my trainings. I'm more focused on what I'm eating. It's just hard work. If people say that they do something special, they bullshitting you.
Yeah.
There's no like recipe for success in this. It's just hard work. Just truly immerse yourself mentally and physically in what you're doing, putting 100%, and something with 100% is going to come out of it.
I saw on your Instagram page that you are also yourself a personal trainer. Is it only for conditioning or also striking and stuff like this?
I teach kickboxing and Muay Thai.
Okay.
And I do personal coaching, like personal training, privates of MMA, Muay Thai. I don't touch the strength and conditioning because I need to, go down.
Yeah.
People. I did a few times with people, and I make them puke because it's out of think like everybody can do what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not true. Like,
it is not.
So I try to push them, but sometimes I need to remember that, hey, these are normal people.
Yeah. Not everybody is a pro fighter like yourself. And do you think that in like the way you teach people, you think that sometimes it's good for your fighter's career to try to teach a bit yourself?
Yes, because civilize me a little bit, if it makes sense. When I train, when it's me, my coaches, my training partners, and we just go, we just work. When I deal with people, I need to be more civilized, more the way I do things, I must be more, have that finesse.
Yeah.
So yeah, it keeps me civilized, let's say.
Okay. That's cool.
So for at least for 2.5, 3 weeks before a fight, I stopped coaching, I stopped teaching. I just focused 100%. I go into savage mode and just ripping people apart. I don't care nothing. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to be nice to people. I just go.
All right. So that's called the FightIQ Dash. Are you ready? Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. Man.
First question: do you prefer wrestling or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Wrestling.
Okay. You prefer a fast knockout or dominant decision win?
Last second.
like LFA 170.
Last second after a hard battle, just last second, take it away from him.
All right. During fight day, so where are you going to fight? You prefer to follow the strategy made by your coaches, or you prefer being flexible during the fight? If you see some adjustment to be made, you make it.
Flexible.
Flexible. What's the hardest, training or the diets?
Oh, training.
Yeah?
Training. I stay in shape. I keep myself. I'm around 187 all the time.
Okay.
Maximum 190, and I'm like, but not 187 all the time. So training.
What are you focusing more on, the conditioning or the technique?
Technique.
You prefer mentally visualizing your win or focusing on the weakness of your opponent?
Mentally visualizing the win.
You would like a UFC fight on short notice or go through the process of the Ultimate Fighter?
Give me short notice, I'm gonna fucking destroy everybody. I'm gonna go for everybody's neck. So yes, I'm ready.
I like that. Event in the US or in Romania?
It doesn't matter.
But
It doesn't matter.
If you had to choose one.
To do my debut or what?
Yeah, to do a UFC debut, let's say. Romania or US?
100%. I'll go home. Yes.
All right, nice. When you're in the locker room before the fight, you have the headphones on or are you talking to your team?
I'm actually none.
None?
I'm just no headphones, but I'm by myself with my coaches around and everything. But I don't talk. I just visualize.
All right. Post-fight celebration. You prefer a quiet dinner with the team members or a big party?
Let's take the quiet dinner.
Okay, cool. That was it for the little challenge. It went really good. You didn't think too much. So now let's go to the part of your MMA pro career. So I will start with your very first fight. It was in March 2016 in Combat League, Sassuolo, Italy. You fought in middleweight there, am I right? Yeah.
Yes.
You were still in 84 kilos category.
Middleweight, yeah.
And you lost the fight via rear naked choke, unfortunately. But what I saw is that your opponent was really experienced. Like he had 14 fights. That was your first fight. I mean, first of all, were you disappointed of your performance?
I'm never disappointed of the decision. Let's say the performance. I took that fight with short notice.
Okay.
They just asked me to do it, and I think for about a second and a half, and say yes. I knew who my opponent was. I knew he was way better. I knew he fought in big tournaments in the Saudi Arabia. I think in Dubai he fought.
Yeah.
He fought for the WFC European title. So I knew he was experienced. I trained a few times with him.
Okay.
And I knew he was. But why not? Fuck it. Let's go. Let's see where I'm at.
Not disappointed.
I'm not disappointed with the performance, but yes, with the decision. Because as my first fight, I should have taken somebody else.
And
but I don't regret.
That was a good fight. I saw it, by the way. It's you can find it on YouTube. This fight. Yeah. For your second fight, you waited around 1 year to go back to fighting.
Yeah.
You won that fight, but
I focused actually a lot here on my wrestling and jiu-jitsu because I'm like, I don't want to get taken down again and control in that way and just expose myself. That's dangerous.
So the goal was to focus in training, get better, and get ready.
Yes. In my second performance, I actually show it.
Yeah, I think you did. Were you happy to get that first pro win in your records?
You have no idea. So happy. Yeah. It was a beautiful thing.
Your third fight, that's the crazy thing I'm going to talk about right now. Your first fight was, for my information, I don't know if it's true, but 3 weeks after this one. Is that right?
Right away.
Crazy, man. Crazy. How come you took a fight 3 weeks after the first one?
because I'm crazy. I don't know. Sometimes you see, it's really similar with my pro debuts. They just say, "Hey, are you interested?" And I say yes. I'm like, gosh, like, let's go. And they gave me a savage. They gave me that Moldovan guy. He was so tough, and nothing. That was an insane fight. That ended up by decision. I tried to knock him out. I could not.
Yeah,
I hit him so hard. I knocked him down in the first round. I had him wobble many times during the fight, but I was not able to put him out.
that's the
That
that's
was actually
the
that's my only decision that I had. Yeah,
exactly the only fight you didn't finish. That says a lot about this guy. I think.
he can take a beating.
What was his name?
He was Livio Butu.
So shout out to this guy because
Tough motherfucker, so tough.
after that, that's where you went to Chile, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's when I decided to go to South America because I saw my competition at 185. They just got better. Like I'm not like I am tough, but again, I'm not stupid, so I'm not gonna even short notes. I'm not gonna take this fight that I know at least I'm not competitive in.
Yeah.
You know, but with these guys, even with let's say a training camp and all the preparation in the world, I was going to lose.
Yeah.
Like they were better. Like I 100% admit it. Like they were better than me. So that's when I decided to change something, and I did without even thinking it.
So those three first fights you had, they were all in the middleweight.
My first three fights, yes.
Okay. So your fourth fight was in 2018 in May, if I'm correct. You won by a KO again in the
Yes.
third round.
That was actually my hardest fight.
Okay.
It was a Chilean kickboxer, and he was so good. It was like size-wise was a little bit shorter than me, but he was huge. So, and extremely powerful, extremely technical, a nightmare in his country in kickboxing and MMA, like tough guy. And they throw it at me, you know, because I was like, guys, give me the toughest fight you have here, give me the toughest guy, because I wanted to go straight for, you know, for the head,
Yeah.
for the best. But they gave me that guy, and oh my God, that was an ass whooping. Like I got punched. I got punched so hard. I got cut inside the mouth, like more than one cut. But I was not able to chew
Oh my
like
god.
food 10 days straight. Oh my God, it was a war.
And yeah, this fight, unfortunately, I could not find it. I tried to find it on YouTube and stuff like this.
Yeah, the phone. I have some clips.
Okay.
I'll may send it to you.
Oh, thanks, man. Also, so you took some time before every fight. I mean, so every time was it on
It was
purpose?
it was actually difficult to find opponents.
That's
It
what I
was
thought.
the lack of competition. I was trying to stay active, to be honest. But after that first fight in Chile, was like everybody. They was like, no, oh, I'm injured. Oh, not ready. Oh, it's too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody started to just no. So it took me a while to find another opponent.
Yeah, because your fifth fight was almost a year later again in 2019. Yeah, it was versus Enzo Orellana. You won
Yep.
quite easily. I saw the fight. TKO in the first round. Again,
Yeah.
you're special. And before that, you had two fight cancel. I saw on your topology, maybe even more. I don't even know. Sometimes it's not.
The one guy, we did the weigh-in. I kind of talked some smack at him. I kind of, tried to intimidate him, but I think I exaggerate because that guy just left and never answered the phone again.
Wow.
So he showed up for the weigh-in. I just, tried to, make it entertaining at least. And that guy just said, fuck it.
And he went.
So, did not answer the phone. The next day when I show up at the fight, I was just, around. And when I was ready to get my hands wrapped, I just wrapped my left hand. And when they were doing the tape on the other hand, they were like, the organizers, they came to me, they're like, Danny, the guy didn't answer. I was like, what do you mean he doesn't answer? He's like, no, I don't think it's going to come. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, bring him here. We have a fight. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
It's crazy.
I don't need it. But yeah, he just left. That's insane. I
That's
think he got disqualified from all the events for life. He's not gonna fight again in at least in Chile because he just left. He
yeah.
didn't answer the nothing.
You cannot do that as a professional, right? I mean, you train hard, and the least you can do is
But it,
show up.
it sacrificed money, everything. So you can't do that. You just show up, you get your ass whooped, and that's it. Just move on.
Yeah.
But that guy just left straight up. That was crazy.
And was it good to get that win after how frustrating it was to not be able to land the fight for almost a year? So I guess it must have felt good.
I was just training, trying to stay active. I was sparring. I actually did a kickboxing fight in the meantime, just to do something. I did some jiu-jitsu competitions,
Yes.
but not MMA, not what I was there for. So yeah, it was kind of frustrating not having nobody to fight with.
Yeah.
I knew that was kind of going to happen because I went straight for the best in my first fight and finish him.
Yeah.
Everybody saw that fight that I was not a guy who you can put away. It's not easily, and I'll be in your face
The whole
all
fight.
day long. I'll hit you in the face. I will not stop. So it's. I know I'm not an easy client.
And after that, we enter, unfortunately, in the worst periods of your career, I think. You didn't have a fight for almost 2 years, more than 2 years, actually.
More.
I had a conversation with Frans Malombo, PFR fighter, and he said,
Yeah.
like, during COVID, he had to find another job to make ends meet, like to pay his bills and stuff like this.
I start actually working in a restaurant too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man.
Just have actually just to get out of the house and to have something to do. Just to have some money and things because sponsorship gone, fighting gone. Everything like you have no income from that.
Yeah.
When these kind of things happens, it's terrible. I had no business or something, to run. So
Yeah.
it was quite rough. Those 2 years were not easy, especially with the lockdowns in Chile. At least it was like so strict, and it was not a joke. Not a joke. They gave us from the government two kind of green cards. Let's say some two permissions a week to go for groceries a week, and they're like 2 hours. Something crazy like that.
Wow.
It's
really strict.
was insanity. They had the military industry, they had the police industry, a lot of chaos. It was not fun. It was not fun at all.
Were you even doubting that you will fight again, or?
I never lost the hope. I kind of always tried to stay in shape. I was sneaking out at night. I was running. I was trying at least to stay in shape like the minimum possible.
Yeah.
And I was having the keys from my gym. I was sneaking into the gym at night, training, with all the lights off. I was trying to hit the bag just to do something. So I knew once I'll have the smallest room, like outside that country, I would have take it and just get the hell out of there. And it happened. It happened a little bit late, but it happened. And I just sneak out of there, come to the US.
Yeah.
And again, I did what I do. Stupid things. I just asked for the toughest fight possible, to see where my level is. And well, got my ass whooped again.
I wouldn't say whooped, but the guy was good. It was so first fight in the US for you at the time, CES 64 against Gary Barreto Jr. And you won again via rear naked choke. I think this one is your kryptonite.
Well, it kind of is, but again, that was funny because that was not because he took me down or he was better than me. I was just so eager to fight. I have that hunger, just to go there and just throw hands. And I did, and I was doing so well. He was not able to touch me. I hit him with kicks, punches. I cut him. But my thing was I did not have the maturity, obviously after more than 2 years not fighting, and the patience of just staying calm and let my skills do the thing. I just tried to fight him.
Yeah.
So I threw a stupid kick out of nowhere. I throw a low kick and I got caught with that overhand right straight in my forehead. And he hit me. He put me on my ass, and instead of just pulling guard and just try to play safe, I turned my back
Yeah.
and tried to get up on my feet. And then he just jumped on top of me. I kind of fight the choke, but he got me, you know.
Was tight, yeah.
So I was forced to. I was going out, so I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that was a bit mixed feelings for you, right? I mean, first you were certainly happy to have a fight after 2 years without fighting in the US, but yeah, then you got that loss that was breaking a bit your streak.
I take that loss actually as my first real loss,
Yeah.
and the best that ever happened to me
Okay.
was that loss, because I saw technically these guys are not better than me. Like, I can stand with them and touch them and just be competitive with them. It's just I did not have the maturity and,
Yeah.
and the staying calm. So I was like, okay, now this is a valuable lesson. Thank God I lost, because that fight against Boleto could have put me into a, I don't know, contender series position or something. No, because Boleto, it's pretty big. Now he's the middleweight champion actually in CES.
Oh.
So, and after the fight with me, he went for the belt.
Okay.
That fight was actually for who's going for the CES belt, and I'm happy that I lost. I am, even though it hurts. The ego is just a motherfucker, but it's the best thing that happened to me because it teach me a valuable lesson. Like, I just need to stay calm and let my skills do the job. I'm fast, I'm powerful, I'm long. Calm. I don't need to chase the KO. The KO is going to present itself, and I'll just recognize it and just do it. So that's what fight teach me. So I'm happy for that.
I like what you say because it's something that's clearly visible in your career. Like, I mean, the fight after that one, composed, relaxed all the time. I that's really something you
I
see.
fought a specialist and a wrestler. He was so good, and everybody said that he's gonna smash me. He's too good. He's just finishing at IBJJF and all Europe, like all competition. He just finishing black belts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the guy is really good at that. The Brazilian that I fought in Italy, and I was just staying calm, staying composed, do my thing, and I knock him out.
Again.
Again, but with clean performance, like flawless. I didn't do nothing wrong.
No.
Just let my skill do the thing, So that's what happened.
About that fight, by the way, so you came back to Europe to fight, but
I actually came back to Europe to visit my family after almost 5 years.
okay,
That was not. I miss them a lot, so I just went to Europe to see them and almost prepare some papers to come back to the US. And happened to me actually, I did not anticipate that I was going to stay almost a year in
Okay.
Europe. But I took that time, actually, I enjoyed that time. My family, we reconnect with them, which was really important for me because now I have their support even more. So that's, to have the family around it, it's really important.
I agree, and they must be proud of you now because you really went to you chase your goals and you're doing it.
I think they start to see, what I'm doing and how big it is and how important it is. 100 million% their support.
That's beautiful.
Because my father in the beginning was like, "What do you want to do?" My mother was like, "Yeah, fighting. Like, you're gonna get hurt." And now she sees, like, especially after the fight in Italy, and then I left to come back here and just put this win streak from April to now in like 8 months. It's, my mother was like, "Oh my God, like, you are for real." So I'm like, "Yes, I've been for real since day one." But she sees it now.
Yeah, she realized now that you were serious from
Yeah.
the beginning. And after that fight in Italy, you came back to the US. So, like you say, starting a win streak of 3 fights that you still have now. Were you training with KO Zone already for that fight? The first fight in 2023?
First fight, yes, actually yes, because it was the closest gym that I had from the house. So I was coming here, and the level was good. Like, there are a few UFC fighters here, and big names,
Yeah.
big coaches,
Yeah.
and I was like, perfect for me. Like, I don't need to be in American Top Team or Kill Cliff or all those places. This is great. Like, they have more fighters, but the level of coaching, that was the most important for me.
Yeah.
The level of coaching. If I have a good coach behind me, even if I have not famous training partners, I still can do a lot. So for me, it was the level of coaching here. It's huge. It's really big. So that was the most important thing for me.
So your first fight in with K-Zone then was in April from this year.
Yeah.
K2S Combat won. So you won again via KO, another finish. How good did it feel to you? Like you came back to the US, you were settled, new gym, new year, and then you win your first fight in the US. What did it mean to you?
My first thought was, I knew it. I knew it. I knew that I can do it because I fought a extremely high level wrestler. He was Georgia State a high school champion in wrestling, and here in the U.S.
It's a
The
big thing,
wrestling.
yeah.
So he took me down and he locked a full rear naked choke on me for 3 minutes. For 3 minutes, and he is a black belt. I had him on my back for 3 minutes and passed out almost 3 times. I didn't gave up. I swear to God, I was feeling like, if you don't know how passing out feels, it's like a tunnel that just closed. And I was kind of breathing a little bit, reopening the tunnel, being able to struggle, to fight the choke. And he burned his arms out. And last 20 seconds, turn around, has his guard, beat him up, get in the mount. But the round finished. And the second round, I just ran with him. He could not keep the pace with me. 1 minute in the second round, I just put him away. The defeat was not even a fight. We're not even close. And he was dead tired. And I was fresh. But because of my training.
Yeah.
I was pissed. Second round, I was pissed. It's like, you squeezed my neck, and now I'm still here. So check this out. I was pissed. It was technique, but it was more just resilience. It was just not wanting to give up.
Yeah.
So, because I knew from the first fight, like, if I stay calm, I can do this. So my first thought, I'm telling you, was I knew it. I knew it that I can do it with these guys. So yeah. And then the LFA opportunity, it came, so I just took it with 3 hands,
Yeah. And by the way, about that, like, you accepted your first fight, like, since 2023 you fought 3 times. That's as much as what you fought from 2019 until 2022. How good does it feel to you to finally being in an environment that allows you to stay active, to fight several times a year?
Finally, it was time. I like, obviously here I don't like opponents. Like here, I still have a full of opponents, so I can stay more active.
Yeah, you keep your momentum.
Yeah, for example, in my first fight, they gave me the co-main event in LFA.
Yeah, in LFA, yeah.
Crazy, like LFA doesn't do that. They just gave me the co-main event against the #1 contender.
Yeah, Jalen Fuller.
Yeah, Jalen, the fight previous of mine he just fought for the belt.
Yeah.
And did well. Like he was winning that fight with Trey Waters until he did a stupid thing and got caught.
Happens.
But he was winning. So when they gave me Jalen, I was like, fuck. I really thought
that was big.
Like, fuck. Yeah, because he was the guy. He was the guy. So I'm like, oh my God. But going back to when I start, I'm like, if I want to get to the UFC, these are the guys that I will fight any other fight.
For
Like
sure.
this is the bar, So I was like,
You have to
let's
look through
see.
them.
Let's see. So I just, with a big smile, just took the fight, said, send me the contract, sign it, and the rest, well,
You did great.
everybody, millions of people saw that fight. So
Yeah, for sure. And now we're
put it
gonna.
away and in 3 minutes make it look easy. I actually did not got punched in that fight.
No.
Not one time.
No,
Not
it was
one
always.
time.
It was kind of fleeing. I don't mean it as in a bad way, right? But that was his
He was
game
just
plan.
running away.
Yeah, and you were
Hey,
putting pressure.
I show up to fight, and he was the guy to beat. So for sure, I was not intimidating. I respect his skills because he is so unorthodox, so tricky and long. So I was
He's
like,
long.
this guy can get me from across the octagon.
For
Like
sure.
he had 81-inch reach or 80.5 reach.
He's
That's huge. That's not big. It's huge. So I was like, this guy can get from across the octagon. So sure, I respected his skills, but I was like, you are the guy. So I'm here to fight your ass. I'm like, no problem. Let's go. Let's see how good you are. And he kind of didn't, or at least he didn't expect that attitude from me.
I think he didn't
Just
expect that
this
much
pride
pressure.
for who he was, and just coming at him. And yeah, I think caught him by surprise and just put him away.
Yeah. And after that, your last performance, I think also a lot of people saw it, versus Aris Talunzic, LFA 170. It was 27th of October.
Yeah, last Friday.
Last Friday. Yeah, this one is amazing. Why? Because first, it's a main event. That's a huge thing to be in a main event somewhere. And second of all, that was also a great prospect. I mean, Aris Talunzic. A lot of people were talking about him. He's training also in a big gym, elevation team. He was favorite. He was the underdog. He was favorite, I think, because of his grappling skills, right? I mean, he's known as a wrestler and a grappler. He also said that he would wrestle you and stuff like this. But you won with a KO at the last second. I mean, except the KO, let's talk a bit about what you did. You showed up again to fight. You put a lot of pressure. You were controlling the octagon, at least in the first round. Composed, relaxed. Striking was sharp, great cardio. I mean, everything we were talking about previously, that's what I saw during that fight. And you caught him at the end and you knock him out, man.
That's a really funny story. Yes, I was the underdog, and I have no problem with that. The thing is, I was not able to train for him. If you can see,
yeah, you have a cut
here. I got a huge cut.
It's
here,
huge.
and I talked about it. I got a huge cut during training. So, and that was in the last 3 weeks before the fight.
Okay.
I was not able to spar. I was not able to grapple, and not even do like strength and conditioning, because the thing was just pulsating, was just huge. It was a huge cut. So I just cruised through the last 3 weeks of my training, of my preparation, for him. And I think on the feet I could have looked like 10 times better.
Yeah.
If I would have sparred correctly twice a week, if I would have wrestled and do jiu-jitsu and do all my things, I would have show up in physically 10 times better. But it happened. I did not want to pull out of the fight. It was a huge opportunity. The main event against, I think Harris is the biggest prospect in that division.
Yeah,
I really do believe. He's 56-0 as a high school wrestler. He was just running through all his opponents. He just lost a stupid decision in his previous main event, also in Vail. But that was just a horrible performance by both athletes, actually. I mean, I don't know why the other guy could have easily been Harris's fight. I saw the fight; he could have easily won that. But I think he's the biggest prospect in that division. And again, in the main event, at high elevation, him coming from a huge team, training in Denver, over 5,000. And yeah, I get it. He was I was actually surprised when I saw that I was 2-1 underdog. I was like, only 2-1. I'm like, thank you so much. That's
love, respect,
faith. They had faith in me, because I did not train for that fight at all. At least in the last 3 weeks, I just ran.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I barely hit pads, and I just ran. This thing was huge.
It looks huge.
That was not it was all the way down. It was just cut. I posted the video.
Okay.
So I posted a video the last video on my Instagram showing that.
I'm gonna check it out. Well, it must be huge because it's still big. So I guess it was even bigger.
It was just a huge opening, and it happened actually during jiu-jitsu. I was jiu-jitsu scramble with a heavier guy, and it just happened. I got caught with the knee, and the thing just split it open.
Crazy.
Oh my! Yes, we didn't knew. I took that fight because it was a challenge, going high altitude against a good guy. But I was like, now I can't train. So I just put myself already in a horrible position, like I'm already behind. But nah, I was like, I'm not gonna let this thing slip. If I lose, well,
You lose.
let's be it. I, but I'm gonna show up to fight because he talked some smack. He said he doesn't respect me and I'm only one dimensional and I've never been tested. You know, my cardio is trash. My wrestling is trash. So it kind of played with my ego. Normally, I don't let these things affect me at all. But I was like, you know what? Let's go. And I'll show it to you. Without training, I'll still show up, still looking sharp, and still whoop your ass.
Good decision.
And perfect because it happened with like 5 seconds. At the
Crazy.
end, I that elbow and just finish him in like with 1 second to go. The ref steps in, but he was unconscious. That was a clean
It's clean.
KO.
There's no
And
controversy.
then
It's not
yeah,
controversial for me. I think if you see it on TV, maybe live it was different, but on TV you can see he was out. I think there is no question about it.
oh, doesn't he actually when he got on the stool was like, what happened?
Yeah,
He didn't realize like, and especially when you hear that tack 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 the last 10 seconds, it's like many fighters that are like, you know, kind of relaxing. I
yeah,
was
true.
looking to take it until the last second. And just when I set him up for the elbow and I saw him reaching with his hands, I'm like,
Let's go.
no, boom! Like I recognized that elbow right there, and I just threw it and finished him. Like that's what I was looking for. Because he said I have only one round. He said I've never got tested. Only one round.
Yeah.
I'm dangerous, and then toy with me. Well, he took me down. He did nothing. It was embarrassing for a 56-0 wrestler. Yes, he took me down, but he was not able to control me. He was not able to do damage. He didn't do nothing. So at least I think that showed my level because he showed up, you know.
Yeah, he was
But I
there.
think that, you know, without preparation, still beating him up on the feet, still defending his attacks
Takedown.
on the
Yeah.
ground, standing up, and I did the damage in the clinch because the referee all the time was saying, Harris, stay busy, do something. He wasn't doing nothing. So I think that shows my level. You know, that's why
I think it does.
way. So I'm like, these guys are not my level. Like I show up with no training, at high elevation, and I did 3 rounds with a crazy pace because that was high pace.
Was high pace.
Still won, and still won by KO. So I that's why I called for the UFC. I think I showed that I look to finish the fights until the last second if possible. I'm always dangerous on the feet, on the ground. You just I show that I'm not one dimensional the way that they were saying because I defended everything really good. And trust me, if I would have won for real and I had the proper training, you know, all the way, I would have went for a takedown and take his ass down and show that I can wrestle a wrestler. So, but I didn't risk. I was like, I need to be smart, you know.
You fought really smart, to be honest. I think your performance was really clean, composed, relaxed, not rushing anything. I think it was really clean. And to be honest, I was going to say I think it's even your best performance to date.
Yes, the cleanest for sure. Because I did everything correct.
Yeah.
I didn't over nothing. Every time he took me down the first round, the second round, sorry, I just popped back up, tried to do damage in the clinch, you know, try to hit him. Third round, more of the same. When we got separated, I attacked all the time. I tried to put action. So yeah, I think was a decent performance. Let's say I can do better. You put me at sea level, and with me going all the way, you're gonna see some things
Okay.
for me.
So now we're gonna see even better than this.
Oh, 100%. But I'm gonna
Nice.
keep those for the big stage. I'm gonna
Nice.
keep those for the UFC. You know, those kind of performances that I'm preparing, they're gonna bring me bonuses. You know,
Sure.
hundreds of dollars in bonuses.
Are there bonuses by LFA?
No.
No.
But they are working on, you know, some sponsorship deals and to you know to be able to have more money and to pay more the fighters. and to maybe put some bonuses.
Because I think this
You
one would
know,
have been a bonus.
number one contender clean in the first round. That would have been a bonus in the UFC.
For sure.
Like you let's say who's the number one in the welterweight division now? It's Kobe,
Yeah,
or who is
Colby.
it?
It's Colby Covington right now.
Like imagine going against Kobe and put him away in 3 minutes. Like that's a $50,000. That's a performance of
Yeah,
the
for
night
sure.
or a KO of the night, 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if these two fights were in the UFC, I would have been $100,000 rich. Because
It's
finishing with
possible, yeah.
elbow at the seconds, that's a KO of the night for sure.
Maybe even more, to be honest.
So,
That might even
so
be
you
more.
see, so you see that's why I call for the UFC. I need to start to make some money. I can't just do these great performances outside the UFC and not get paid for like the real amount of money that I should get paid.
But so, by the way, then you in the post-fight interview, you mentioned Sean Shelby, Dana White, UFC, those kind of stuff. Is that your goal is UFC and UFC only? Is there no other organization that matters?
No, no, at all. Like I am going to retire, if not. Like it was, I told you, was even before stepping into a gym. I wanted to be the first Romanian actually to make it. But during the pandemic, during the 2 years that I was inactive, the first chick made it, Diana Belvița,
Yeah.
and then Negumereanu made it to the UFC. So I'm not jealous, you know. I'm not, you know, a guy who look at somebody else's success and be like, ah. But I almost cried. I swear to God, I was like, fuck,
You
that
wanted
should have
to.
been, you know. That's why when I got to the US, okay, I fought, lost, but when I came back the second time, I'm like, I'm gonna run through everyone. Like that's not a joke. Everybody is in danger with me from now on, because I'll be the third one. I have to be. There's no other option for me. I will be the third one. I have the best record, you know, like outside the UFC. I all my finishes are by TKO
KO,
or
yeah.
KO. I am an entertaining fighter. I think I am a finisher for sure. That I know for sure.
Huge power.
So you just put me on the biggest stage and I will deliver. I'll keep delivering. Like there, if you say I'm gonna pay you 50 grand if you knock this guy out, I'm like, that guy's already out. Like say if you knock him out, you have 50 grand. I'm like, what? Oh my god, he's so dead. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just put me on the spotlight and just let me loose.
And let's go.
All I,
Yeah.
all I ask them for, just give me the biggest stage, put somebody in front of me, and just sit quietly and enjoy.
You will not be the first Romanian in the UFC, but maybe the first Romanian champion.
I am looking for that.
Yeah.
I am, listen, that's no joke. I truly believe I can get to that belt. I truly believe. These guys, I see them all around here, Florida, training. And listen, they're not better. They're not better at all. The only difference between me and them is that they put the work in already. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I
They
know.
already did the things. They already fought the fights. I didn't, but I see them, and they're not better than me. So when I say I can go for that belt, trust me, I know what I'm saying. Like I truly believe with if I step into the UFC within 2.5 years, if no injury happened to me, God forbid, I'll go for that belt. I'll be in that top contention. I'll
Yeah.
be in that top 5, top 7, 100%. Like one, there's no joke. Like I'm gonna go for everybody's neck.
Looking forward
Like
to
for me,
it.
I'm 29 years of age. I have until 35, so I have 5.5 to 6 years where I'm gonna just, you know, try to butcher everybody,
Yeah.
and I will do it. Like I will do it. Everybody is in danger when I'm gonna get to the UFC, and they'll know it after my first fight right away. They're gonna know who they're gonna deal with. I'm ready. I'm focused. I always training. I'm never out of shape. I'm in the gym basically every single day. Even when I don't have fights, I train. I stay ready. You know, I don't have training camps. I don't.
Yeah.
I just up. You know, my training's a little bit. That's it. But I train every single day. I eat clean. I don't drink. I don't party, which is difficult here in Miami. This is a godless place. I swear to God, it's just so full of distractions. You can just lose your way really fast. I'm ready.
That's true.
These things are going to be here after I finish. So I can enjoy it even after.
I think that shows your dedication, what you're just saying, like everyday training. I think it's important for people not realizing what it takes to be a professional fighter. You have to train even when there is no fight. Like some people, they show up to train only if they have a fight. I think it's important that what you say, you're at the gym basically every day. You're training all your 365. I think that's really important.
In an interview with the LFA the day before the fight, I said, if even if you have a part-time job, you are behind me. Like if you go and work 3-4 hours a day, you are already behind me. Okay, in a week, I'll be better than you. My condition will be better. My technique will be sharper. I'll be faster. I'll be more technical. In a month, you are dead. You can't keep up with me. Like even if you slack 4 hours a day in a month, you lose. You're gonna lose against me. Like that's not a fight.
Yeah.
You are too far behind. You are almost 2 training sessions behind me every day. Imagine in a month.
Yeah, that's a lot of hours.
That's why I'm saying, for me, when I say I can go for that belt, I know what I'm saying. Like, these guys are not more talented. They don't hit harder. They don't grapple better than me. They don't strike better than me. But if you have a family, a kid, a little business, a little side thing that you just dedicate a few hours a day, you are behind me. And when it's time to fight me, like, you're gonna realize it right away. Right away, you're gonna see it. So that's what I think. I can go for that belt, or at least be for sure the best Romanian by far in this game.
Yeah.
When I'm done with this, I'll go down as the best I've ever done it in MMA. 100%. There's just no doubt. So
I like
yeah,
that.
I'm eager to see what the future is have in store for me.
If the UFC, let's say they call you, they say,
Not if,
yeah,
it's when.
yeah, sorry about that. You're right. When they call you, if they call you for a short notice fight, you already said you were in. But what if they call you for contender series? Would you be ready to do that?
Yes, it's already done. So contender series, it's from August to October.
Yeah.
So contender series, it's gone. I actually I saw Sean the week after my fight with Jalen.
Okay.
And he saw the fight because he looked at me and was like, "Oh, I saw your fight last week." And my face kind of dropped, I was like, "Oh my God, this guy knows me." And he gave me compliments. And I told him, I took my chance and I told him, "Hey, listen, if at 170 somebody slips on a banana peel,
I'm here.
I know a guy. I know a guy who will answer that call right away." And not because I want to, like, obviously I want to fight in the UFC, but not because, oh my God, it's UFC. It's just because that's who I am. I'm gonna take fights if I'm ready. If I train, I'll take with everybody. Just give me 10 days to make weight, and I'll fight everybody. Like, these guys are not training at the level that I'm training. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
You need to stay at the gym all day long. If not, you're behind me. Like, I don't care. You are behind me. So I said, Sean, I'll stay ready. If necessary, I'll take another fight to show you, like, I want to stay sharp, and I'll take a dangerous, heavy fight.
Yeah.
And I'll win. That's what I told him, and I'll win, and then wait for the UFC.
You
And
did.
that's what I didn't wait for the UFC. I just took another fight, main event. So many things went wrong for me, for in the preparation for this fight, and yet still show up. Save the main event. Cause I could have been a son of a bitch and just, hey, look,
Yeah.
I could have been a son of a bitch. I just kept my mouth shut, show up and deliver, And I think UFC is looking for people like me. Because now many guys, for the minimum thing, they just, they pussy out. They just take the back door right away. It's like, oh, but I was injured. Yeah, whatever, bro. You're a fighter, right? Yeah, just fight.
Yeah.
You train with injuries. You do many things with injuries. Just go for 15 minutes and fight.
I think that's what Dana White is always saying, right? I think when you see contender series, stuff like this, he looks for people ready to fight, coming to fight, not just running away, coming to put pressure, coming to finish. And I think that's what you are right now.
I mean, nobody win me by decision. You have to finish me.
Yeah.
You have to somehow make me stop moving. Because if not, it's a guaranteed ass whooping. I'll come forward and on a 3 rounds or a 5 rounds, you ain't gonna beat me. No way. I'll put a pace on everybody. If we stay on the feet, I'll put a pace on everybody. And if we stay on the ground, good luck to keep me there. Okay? So how might surprise somebody? Because I have quick submissions too. I work on my jiu-jitsu. Like seriously, every aspect of this game I take it really serious. So, hey, I am ready. All I can do in my power is to stay ready. And when the opportunity comes, I'll just take it with 2 hands and just shine.
What if they don't call you right away, and I don't know, LFA gets in touch with you?
Then I think I'm gonna just keep ruining these prospects' careers. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just keep ruining their careers. I'm gonna just give them highlight real losses. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just keep butchering people until they have nobody else to give me. And then the UFC will be like, oh fuck, we should have gave this kid a chance way before. Because I'm fighting top contenders, guy that easily can do good in UFC. You know, I think UFC has their eyes on me, and it's just a matter of time to know. I think it's just a political thing more than everything, because they just have a lot of guys coming from contender now that got signed, or they need to give them fights. And you know what I say? Give me one of those contenders, guys. Give it to me.
Why not?
No, I'm ready. But yeah, I think it's a political thing. So I think if UFC is gonna call, it's not gonna be until maybe the end of the year. You know, some late replacement, or in the beginning of the next year.
Would you like to fight before the end of the year, or not especially?
I would love to fight before the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Because today is Friday, so on Monday or Tuesday I'm gonna start training again. You know, start with some strength and conditioning, get my body strong again after the weight cut and everything. Get my joints strong again.
Yeah.
And get back and doing technique and sharpening, and just when I'm there with all my tools ready to go. You know? That's it. That's all I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna stay ready because I said it. I have my eyes on that last UFC event, you know, in Vegas, Edwards against Kobe.
Yeah.
I have my eyes on that. So, and there are a lot of welterweights that in that card. So
a lot can happen.
Pussy out. I'm ready to jump in and save the show. 100%.
Give that man a chance, guys. Give him a fight.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm a fighter, and this is not gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to lose anybody's time. I'm here to fight. They have a fight. Call me. Send me the contract. Let's go. You know. That's it. That's. I don't think I asked too much.
Nope. I think it's great. I think it's the best job interview ever. The guy wants to fight, give him a fight. Thanks, Daniel. To be honest, that was the last question for me. I really appreciate that you came, that you were 100% real.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I can feel the fire in you, man. I it's real. I feel it. Like you want it, and you're gonna be there for sure. So I will put your social media in the description of the video. Please, guys, go give him some support. Go shout to Sean Shelby, Dana White, that gave him a fight. And I hope I see you soon in the cage from the UFC.
Tag them too in the video.
I will.
So they can see it.
I will for sure.
So much. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, I wish you a nice day and talk to you soon. Take care.
Thank you. I wish you a great evening.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Stay in touch.
So that was it for this episode. I'm really thankful to Daniel Frunza. He took his time in order to be with us so soon after his last fight, but you could see he was already in the gym, so this guy can't stay away. I will put his social media in the description, so please go give him some support. Go shout to Dana White and Sean Shelby to give this guy a chance. He really deserves it. I think this interview can benefit everybody. That's a great lesson, great insight on his journey. The guy went in another country, in the other side of the world, to be honest, in order to chase his goals. So amazing lesson. If you enjoyed the video, please give all punch to that subscribe button in order to be aware anytime we have another discussion with a fighter. I will see you in the next FightIQ show. Enjoy the fights!